A rainy day, SW19. All matches suspended except for the drama on center court. A failure to the electronic line system. As always, this coverage is brought to you via the Doctrine of Fair Use, the Fair Dealing, and the Digital Millennium Act. The chair umpire gets on the phone. He needs assistance, ladies and gentlemen, as Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova, with the advantage, attempting to go up 5-4 on serve in the first set in what has been a breakfast, ladies and gentlemen. But this would not go well for Anastasia. Cartel has the home crowd backing her. And listen, she has a short center of gravity, a great forehand. But what's doing it right now for her is the short ball. She's going to the drop shot. And that's causing a lot of problem for Anastasia. However, ladies and gentlemen, 4-4 first set. Anastasia has the advantage. And Cartel hits a forehand. It's deep. Anastasia decides not to play it. She can see that it's out. Everyone can see that it's out. However, ladies and gentlemen, the electronic line system did not pick it up. That's right, guys. Wimbledon joining the U.S. Open with the electronic line system. However, guys, the only slam right now on tour that still offers manual reviews where the chair umpire can get down and see if it's in, if it's out, it's the French Open. So let's appreciate the French Open because a malfunction in the line system just cost Anastasia a point. And she would say to the chair umpire, that's right, she would end up losing this service game. She would end up getting broken after having several advantages to go ahead 5-4. She would say to the chair umpire, they stole that game from me. Whoa, that's explosive, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Cartel is just looking at the chair umpire. He's on the phone. He could see, they showed the replay. He saw the ball in real time. He stopped play. So the chair umpire did his job. There's no issue with the chair umpire. We could see it on the review. Anastasia could see that it's out. She did not even attempt to play the ball. It's out. The ball is out. That's not a question. The chair umpire can see that it's out. It's not a question. But here's the issue, ladies and gentlemen. Points cannot be determined by the replay because we have the electronic line system. So it doesn't matter. Now, I talked about Nooney a few years ago where this same situation happened, and Nooney's one of the best chair umpires on tour. And listen, guys, he's actually a lot of people think he's the best chair umpire on tour. But listen, this happened all the time. I've talked about this a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever the electronic line system is in play, it doesn't matter what you see on the review. They played the review. We could see that the ball's out. The chair umpire called it as soon as it happened. He said, stop play. What happened? How come the line system did not pick that up? Yes, it was determined as Cartel. Look, she sits on her. She's amazing. She sits on her racket. She moves very, very well. Short center of gravity. The short balls are just frustrating. And listen, I'm going to switch gears for a minute. She could be a sleeper to win this tournament. She is very, very good on grass here. And then the thing with grass is, look, once you get your rhythm, you can go deep in any tournament. Grass is such an unpredictable surface. Doesn't matter how good you are. If you can't find your rhythm, you're going to struggle during grass season. If you find your rhythm, doesn't matter your ranking, you can beat anyone. That's how grass is so unpredictable. But anyway, the chair umpire, what does he decide to do? No other choice. He has to replay the point. Now, what do you guys think? Do we need to go back to line judges? Do we need to go back to the chair umpire being able to overrule? Or do we just need to make a change, even with the electronic line system? If the chair umpire sees something differently, can he rely on replay to make a decision? Coco Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka, they had their little disagreement at the French Open arena. The blame for that, the public consensus, and look, it's just my job to report what the public says. I would say, as they agreed, that tennis needs a review system. Like all other major sports, tennis needs a system where the chair umpire can see something. He can call New York or whether it's Los Angeles, have a team of umpires assisting him in making the correct call. Coco thinks that should happen. Sabalenka thinks that should happen. I also think that should happen. However, it will slow up the game. Now, I talked about the service clock. Before the service clock was introduced, the game was a lot faster, ladies and gentlemen. It just was, because players unconsciously would get up to the line and serve. They weren't waiting 25 seconds to serve. They just were not. The game has slowed down. And if we bring in more replay, I think it's going to continue to slow down. I just think the chair umpire just needs to be able to overturn a call or make the correct call. Give the chair umpire the authority to do their job as Cartel sits on the racket. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, this match is getting pretty darn good. Anastasia would lose the point. However, the tennis gods would answer as she breaks back and she goes up 6-5. This is where she was complaining to the chair umpire. They stole that point from me. They stole the game from me. Whoa, that's explosive. Who is they? Comment below, guys. Anastasia said they stole that game from me. Who is they? I need answers, ladies and gentlemen. But this first set, both ladies winning about 70% of their first serves, 50% of their second serves. It's neck and neck, very close. You know, Anastasia a little weak on the backhand return. Cartel's attacking that. However, whenever Cartel is keeping the ball in the center of the court, she's just destroying her. She's one of the best ball strikers, one of the most powerful ball strikers still at her age. Cartel has to use the angles. He's got to go deep in the corners or go to the short ball. Whenever she plays to the center of the court, Anastasia is destroying her. She's too strong. However, guys, Cartel's doing a good job to redirect. She's keeping herself in this match. We might be headed to a first set tiebreak. Tennis in a minute. I'm your host, Good Energy. Like the video. What do you think? Should we go to a manual review? Should the chair umpire have the power to overturn a call? Do you like the electronic line system? Is it faulty? Oh, there's a lot to talk about. We'll be back, guys.